YouTube? We're out here doing a little bit of testing today. Right now got the port large. There's really no port, took an extra piece off of wood. We're gonna see if that affects it. We did have a small port area in the front up here. Can't remember how many square inches it was, but it was wasn't too big, so we decided to open it up some and do some testing. This is my first testing session with the doors deadened. Like I said, they're a lot more solid. Hopefully it doesn't rain on me right now. If it does, oh well. But so we're gonna do some testing, clamping, see what we can clamp out of the amps. They're a little dirty, ain't messed with them in a while, so we should be good to go. It's not too hot out, and we're gonna see what we can meter, hoping to get some good 60s. Worst case, you know, low 60s, but that's okay. Next step, what we're gonna do is, if we don't really score too high, I don't love it, we're gonna take the first 4 subs out, and we're gonna see if the enclosure is too small on the sealed side. So we're gonna test with 12 subs probably next week or two, and see what those results are. And if they're good, if we gain, then that just means our enclosure is a little too small on the sealed side. So what we're probably gonna do next will be invert all of the subs. So we'd have 16 inverted subs. That'll give us some more area on the, or more cubes on the sealed side. So hopefully positive results. I kind of hope we're a little bit louder on 12 subs, just so, you know, if we add 16 and we invert them all, we'll gain a couple cubes and we'll be good to go. So let's get to testing, guys. Have some baseline testing today, and I'll come to you guys with some of the results. All right, so on low volume, guys, right now we are peaking about 44 hertz. We're just doing low volume testing, 45 out of about 60 volume right now. Let's see what the amps are doing. Amps are doing fine, holding about 16, 15, 9. So that's perfect. That's about where you want them. You don't really want them too much over 16. So we're gonna mess with it and do some a little bit higher volume testing and see what we can come up with. Come up 11,000 watts, volume 59. That is 44,000 watts. That's kind of the testing session today. I just did about a 157. Didn't even clip at 55 volume, less than 10,000 watts. I did that 57 on the glass. So like I said, this is tuned to 58 volume, and I only clamped less than 10,000 watts, did a 57 on the glass. Probably would have been close to a 58 in the kick, but I just don't want to mess up the amps today. We had pretty good results today. We basically hit a 164. I accidentally messed up the meter. I hit the meter and I didn't get it, but I did a 163.9 in the kick at 59 volume. Slight clipping, but all the amps are doing just fine right now. I did clamp on that run 11,000 watts at 43 hertz. So when I was metering before on a lower volume, I was peaking at 44 hertz, but as of right now, I didn't quite get there. I didn't have 44 hertz on my actual iPad, so I just did 43 hertz. So we'll see. I'll probably do some further testing, but right now the baseline is basically 164. It's done great so far. Haven't had any issues out of the amp. We clamped 45,000 watts too at 43 hertz. So when we did a 63, I know that's a lot of power to get her 64, but what we're thinking is the box is a little too small. So like I said, we're gonna take those 4 subs out right there eventually, and we're gonna see what the results are. If we can get just about louder than what these scores are right now, then that's gonna tell us the sealed side is way too small, and we're gonna invert the subs and more than likely gain. But right now with a port like this, we are peaking at 44 hertz. It is loudest that I've had it like this. It's definitely louder. So I mean, you might could even take some more port area off, or some more pieces off, and increase the port area, and you might still gain. So, but I just didn't want to mess any amps up today. But they did take it 45,000 watts, and we did a 64. So that's pretty good. Good amount of power, and these subs can take way more than that. That's only what, 2,500 watts per sub, not even that. So because it's 16 subs times 2,000, which is their technical rated RMS, and that's 36,000. We did right around 45, so yeah, about 2,500 watts each sub. So on a burp, I'm pretty sure this system can take 60,000+ watts, no problem. So I mean, you could squeeze another 20,000 more watts out of something, and easily I think it would do a 65. So yeah, guys, we're gonna mess with it. We did gain from previously. I was only doing a 163 before we messed with the port and done everything, and now we're at a 64. So that's good, almost a dB gain. So that's great, guys. Everything's going good. So stay tuned for the next testing session, and we will get louder, I promise.